Hi everyone, bear with me. Rhetoric in my brain was about to speak, but electrochemistry took over and said, "Wouldn't you like a coffee right about now?" And I said, "Hell yeah, electrochemistry. Back in a second." Okay, I'm back. Hello everyone, welcome at long last to your Friday. Welcome indeed to Friday. 1 second. Let me just get into the game proper. Okay. Right, there we go. Right, so welcome everyone. I hope you're all okay. So before I do anything live stream related this morning, please know that I'm still working on Ready or Not /SWAT 4 bullshittery. I've got something like, I'm not sure, like 100 and something issues remaining. Again, I was hoping to have this bullshittery ready by today, but I clearly failed. I've got too many things I need to fix, too many scenes that remain unedited, so it's certainly going to creep into next week. I'll do the best I can. But yeah, everything's going fine. No major problems really, just sort of cracking on to the best of my ability. This weekend, I do have some stuff I need to do in the bungalow, but I probably will do some editing, frankly, to push this one forward to completion. But with this video, with this bullshittery approaching its completion, I'm starting to think about the next project, which I will reveal to the patrons and the Twitch subscribers soon, TM. I do have something in mind. Thank you, Kevlar Hamster. Thank you, Raijo. Thank you, Mischief Actual, Nuclear Power, and Hamzy. Thank you, all of you. Thank you for saying so, Catnip. Yeah, she's gradually healing. Slowly. Gradually healing. Also, briefly... oh, hang on a minute. We've got a visitor. Lulu. Lulu. Need to hoover the floor in here. Hey, sweetie. You have got a nose that's covered in soil because you little minx, you've gone and tunneled in my vegetable plot, haven't you? Yes, you have. In the vegetable plot that I've been preparing with some nice fine soil, well, you, young lady, are going to be in for a bit of a nasty surprise because I've decided this weekend to put down little wooden pegs. Not many of them, just like, I want to say like 5 or 6 of them. Well, probably they need to be in pairs. Anyway, I'm going to put down some little wooden pegs and I'm going to thread some what is it, 5-pound fishing line between the threads. The intention is not to tangle up anything that jumps on the vegetable plot, but it would be weird because obviously Lulu won't be able to see it. It's not strictly speaking for Lulu, it's for the birds. It's for the birds, it's for Lulu, and it's for the foxes, all of whom I don't want on my vegetable plot. So obviously I'll supervise Lulu to make sure that she won't get tangled, it'll be fine. I know what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to do it in like basically little hoops so that it can easily get pulled off if anyone puts too much pressure on it. And it's only 5-pound line anyway, so it'll snap. But yes, you need to learn that the vegetable plot is off limits. Yes, you do. Netting is probably better. Yes, netting would probably... I was just thinking of a relatively inexpensive, simple method first. Because if that works... Hangarona, I was going to go so far as to build full-on, essentially, are they called fruit cages? Like, full-on, like, chicken wire in wooden frames, or metal frames. But, let's see if it works with just some simple fishing line suspended on some strings, just to give any dog or fox that jumps onto the vegetable plot the willies. Yes. But you need to learn, my darling. Yes. Big tongue. So this morning she went to the park. So we drove over to the normal park where she grew up, basically. And yeah, she's happy. So she got some sausage and she had a good run around. Yeah, she's good. How did I deal with the slugs? Oh my god. Oh my god. So I went out last night to discover A zoob. So, according to guidance, one way of many to deal with slugs in the UK to stop them from eating your plants is to go out at night when the slugs are coming out and get a powerful torch and shine it around until you see the glistening slugs, and then take a pair of forceps and a bucket and simply scoop up the slugs and do whatever you want with them. Kill them, drown them, throw them over the fence, whatever you want. So I did that. So I got the torch on my head. It's the one that I take, the torch that I use when I go stargazing in the back garden, and I sort of shone it around looking for slugs. Fuck, there's so many. There's so many. They seem completely unmanaged. They seem completely just going crazy. There was 100. There was at least 100. And I scooped up loads of them. I want to say I scooped up about 50 before I stopped, and I was trying to identify, okay, which ones are the leopard slugs? Because apparently leopard slugs eat other slugs. But frankly, then I did a bit more reading, and apparently the leopard slugs just eat everything. So, not even sure. Not even sure. Yes, indeed, Dodge. So beer, like bury some glass jars and fill them with a bit of beer. Apparently the slugs go in and drown, so that's another thing you can do. So copper netting, but apparently copper netting doesn't work as well, Urban. So it's a deterrent, but a determined slug can still get over it just fine. They find it a bit weird, apparently, to go on, but they can still go on it. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to do a combination of... I'm going to do some copper tape around the edges of the grow beds. I'm going to go out at night and try and thin the numbers as best I can. I'm going to put up a metal barrier, like a physical metal barrier with it's got like a weird edge on it. Truth be told, I don't even know if it works. I might be tempted to buy one piece of it and then test it and see if it works. And then the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to apparently you can order these parasites that eat slugs, that breed using slugs. They're a sort of they're like ringworm, but for slugs, and they're called nematodes, and you can get them and then sprinkle them throughout the soil. They're naturally occurring in the UK apparently, so they're not invasive or anything. But you can make your garden in particular a particularly hostile environment for them by having a large number of their naturally occurring parasite. So it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time to work out. And hell, in the future, going forward, maybe I'm tempted by the idea of getting a pond. So if I can get a pond, that will help a lot, because ponds attract frogs, and frogs absolutely devour slugs. Oh my god! So when I grew up, we had a pond, and we had so many frogs, and Jesus Christ, they would eat their body weight in slugs and insects and everything. They just eat everything. They're really quite impressive to watch. Yeah. Lulu might eat the frogs. Yeah, we've got to keep Lulu away from them. Oh dear. So so that's what's that's what's going on. Yes. How will you deal with the exploding frog population? Well, then we just release wave on wave of Chinese needle snakes. Hang on. But yeah, hope everyone's well. What do you want? What do you want? You little subtle. I do love you. Yes, I do. Oh dear. Right. Okay. Thank you, Gonril. Thank you, Megalodon, and Anathanid and Num the Elder. Ooh, congratulations, Nol 29. Congratulations on your first job. Yeah. That's very kind of you, Nol. But no, seriously, congratulations, Nol. Right. Okay. So, let's do some Disco Elysium. 1 minute. She wants a treat, and I can't not give her a treat. Okay. Here we go. Treat. Right. Okay. So, welcome to a bit... Oh, sorry, Lulu. Did I scare you with the chair? Sorry. Welcome to a bit of Disco Elysium. Here we go. So, too much has really gone on in the game to really give you a full recap, so I won't be standing here for 20 minutes to explain. But the high-level, walkthrough is that I'm playing as a detective who has lost their memory, possibly on a drink, but too much alcohol. I seem to be a chronic alcoholic, and I'm piecing together my past here in this city of Revachol. Revachol. Imagine Berlin after the Second World War. There was a war, except it was a very brief war, where the whole place basically got occupied by foreign powers. But then imagine that 40 years passed and Berlin slid into an enormous amount of decline. Now, the game itself is very, very dark in a very unique way. This game is as dark, not lighting-wise, it's as dark tonally as Fallout, Interplay's Fallout, not Bethesda's Fallout. And it's dark in such a way that you sort of scratch the surface to discover that behind everywhere, things are kind of bad. And they're bad in many ways because different people are getting their way. But their ways are all bad. Like the capitalists are getting their way, and it's bad. The communists, I suppose the union in this case, not the communists, are getting their way, hopefully it seems, but they're being tinged with organised crime. You know, you've got the rise of nationalistic, racist, xenophobic sentiment, and obviously the picture they paint is awful, you know, naturally with that description. It almost feels like everywhere you go, like you've got kids running free and being delinquent, but they've got access to drugs and no parental supervision, and their future seems grim. Like, everywhere you turn, everyone's kind of pursuing their own ideals, I guess, and you can interrogate them on those ideals, but ultimately everyone's sort of corkscrewing off into different paths, and what we've discovered from Joyce, this lady on the yacht here, is that this world itself may be winding down. Not really going to go into the nitty-gritty of that, but it almost sounds like, yeah, like we're just kind of faffing around with the deck chairs on the Titanic, you know? It's very, very dark. And also the game is extremely introspective in the sense that you go and have a conversation with, I don't know, well, in her case, she's like a free market libertarian, and she will ask you repeatedly, what do you think, officer? And so the game is stopping and having to turn to you, the player, and ask you what you believe. And me, personally, sitting in this chair, I realise that, as the game is showing me, that my beliefs are relatively centrist. I don't find myself being pulled in any different political direction, but in doing so, the game is, just as it critiques the far left and the far right and everything in between, you find that being a centrist, especially in this environment, specifically Revachol, is shitty because, like, I was having a cigarette Kim was having a cigarette on the balcony a minute ago, up above the Whirling and Rags, which is a hostel, and we were just discovering that, you know, what are we doing? We're essentially militia, cosplaying as police, and we have no power and no ability to change anything, and no one's fighting for the corner. No one's fighting for the Revacholian people. Everyone's just kind of fallen into a malaise of, I don't know, just capitalistic crap. Yeah, it's wonderful. Like, the game is, it's extremely the game is rich. It is so rich in everything you look at has been sort of given so much soul. Thank you, apparently, Estugon and Gonrul. Thank you very much. Right. So that's the bookstore. But look at, crime, romance, biographies of famous people. The bookstores is just drenched in escapism. Full-on escapism, because everyone just wants to escape from this misery. Right, so we're off to bed on the first night. Right. Thank you, Astronuts. So many people have come back to the hostel for this evening. Sometimes a bookstore is just a bookstore. Sure, but even still, Finny, one can analyse and draw their own conclusions from the bookstore and all the men of Heimdall or whatever it is, the man from Heimdall. All the fucking stuff is escapism. trash. Thank you, Just Raise the Dead. I mean, sorry, just going back one conversation, it's exactly what happened with the girl in that, there's a girl making a mural out of red paint. Even her sort of attempt to embrace a counterculture and wear old ladies' clothes and do weird paintings, even that is exploited by the ruling class in the same way that books are made. Escapist books are made for people trying to get rid of the misery, or even that is monetized, if you know what I mean. Anyway, here we go. Let's get to bed. So I wonder, what played at 3 in the morning? I destroyed that cassette tape, ripped it to pieces in a drunken stupor. Something with, what is it, pipe organs, I think it was?
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
Oh shit. Sorry to hear it, Emily Snow. I hope your braces go okay. I remember I was offered braces when I was young, but I turned them down. I was frightened. I was so frightened that having braces in secondary school would be awful. In hindsight, it probably was a bad idea to decline the braces, frankly, because I probably could have... My teeth aren't that bad, but they could have been better with the braces, that's for sure. Why is it even called Disco Elysium? I have a hunch, Nol. I have a hunch. The character seems to, at the very beginning of the game, venerate a time in the past where disco music appeared at a time known as the New. So the time after the revolution when things were, I think it was just after the revolution, I'm not sure, before things went shitty. When art and culture and all that was being embraced. I think what the title is trying to say, and maybe I'm wrong, chat, again, sorry, maybe I'm reaching. I think thematically the game is saying that Elysium is a state of happiness, a happy place. Disco is yours. I think that the game is showing that when everything is shitty and it feels like that there's nowhere to turn, you have to all sort of individually turn to your own private happy place. And that happy place was 20 years ago or something, for you at least. And it's always a case of trying to get back to it. Maybe that's reaching. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. We'll see. Right, so let's get into bed. This is a bed.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes.
Okay.
And then sleep doesn't come.
Oh.
And then sleep doesn't come.
Something went weird there. Why?
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
I checked the pillows.
Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly. Smells of alcohol and sweat. And grease.
I checked the blanket.
It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, breathing.
Thank you very much for Jal Raven. Thank you for the tier 3. That's very kind of you for Jal, so long as you're sure. Thank you for your generosity. And before that, thank you Just Raise the Dead and Astronuts.
A bit tense in the muscles. Relax.
Okay. Roll over to the other side.
It's a little better. Colours, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
Who killed him? Who?
Something to do with, what was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves.
No more thoughts. Fall asleep now.
Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
Thank you, Rapadio, or Rapadlo even. Thank you, Rapadlo. We can have a dream now. There we go. Was this a dream? Yeah, here we go. Okay, so we're dreaming about the case. Very cool. So through here is where the man was lynched. Disco? Instead of a hanging corpse. No, we still have a hanging... Oh, shit. Oh shit, oh shit. Lynched beneath a disco ball.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
Bloated corpse of a drunk. What is this?
What it says on the can, Harry. Answer the question.
I remember nothing.
Do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
Wife? You said who?
Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth?
I'm not answering before you tell me who you are.
You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets, wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it on the phone. Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life?
I left or I was left. I'm probably going to say I probably was left, considering what, he is. I would imagine if he had a wife, his wife would probably leave him.
That's right, funky baby. And you just stood there. One hand on the bottle and the other on your dick. Watching her go. Let it all be dragged away from you. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I can get it all back, or I don't want to come back. I can say I can get it all back. Obviously, probably, can't come back from some things, of course. And many doors that were previously open are probably now closed forever, but still. My character is learning bit by bit of his horrid past, and if anything, I'm more and more committed to try and fix it. I can get it all back, so an hopeful answer.
No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
I've seen you before.
No, you haven't. You're just sleep talking. And the act is wearing thin, too. The spots on the disco ball fade around you.
Sparkles. Do you remember what was said at the start of the game? Some of that sparkle magic might come back, referring to, obviously, disco.
You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time, sweating up the bed. Stinky boy.
That's why the sheets are sweaty. I repeatedly have nightmares, it seems. What is Elysium?
Everything. The Pale and the Islas. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
Yeah, so we're speaking to his internal self-hatred, I guess. The thing we've tried to work past so hard. The Pale and the Asolas, on the surface, the outer magnetosphere.
You're not coming back from shit, thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours, bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
I'm trying to solve this case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
God, there's another type?
Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
The voice work is amazing. Oh, the writing is amazing. Shit. I got sleep, but I clearly felt like I didn't. Okay.
Good going, buddy.
Electrochemistry. For those joining the stream, that's the part of my brain that so addiction, so talking to me about drugs and stuff. Oh shit. What the hell was that, electrochemistry?
Oh, just a dream. You have ones like that all the time. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
What the hell is going on with me?
You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Why is this happening? Am I going through alcohol withdrawal?
It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. You're too weak to say no now. Waking up is the worst part. Maybe somewhere down the line you could decline.
Okay. So wait, yeah, is drug withdrawal as well? Are they talking about alcohol? Speed? Sorry, wait, what is speed?
Speed is a potent central nervous system stimulant. It kept you propped up all day yesterday, despite your debilitating hangover. How else did you think you even got up from this floor?
Fuck.
It's power, man. It's professionalism. It makes you feel like you're young again and ready to detect. Ready to go to war against the world.
I need to get more of it then. So detecting is my life, opt in. No, I can take this. I'm not going to go looking for speed. This feels like it could be a big decision, frankly, yeah, because obviously I'm probably going to suffer some severely debilitating things in day 2 without, well, going through drug withdrawal, not merely a hangover. Trouble is, I also know where some amphetamines are. No, I can take this. I'm not going looking for speed.
Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week? Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
So 1, who am I kidding? Of course I want some speed, opt in. 2, that's a lie. I can do this without the speed. Half the town won't be dead. Yes, electrochemistry is obviously not the best narrator. Yeah, no, I can do this.
Suit yourself, slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark.
Yeah, I imagine there's going to be many checks that I'm going to fail now. Fuck. Fuck. Okay. So, hang on, I do have some experience points to spend if I wanted to. Okay. So I've put another point into logic. Electrochemistry is here. So what is it? Physique base +2 and then bonus from items +1. I'm not sure what that item is. Maybe I should... Maybe I should take that item off. Maybe I don't want to hear from electrochemistry as often. Endurance. Let's have a look at endurance. Take the blows, don't let the world kill you. With another endurance check, I believe we might be able to retrieve the coat. No, was it endurance? It wasn't, was it? It was savoir-faire, wasn't it not? Okay, we should do endurance again and see if I can... Yeah, hang on. So, where's that checklist? Is it here? No. Also, yeah, we've nearly got that Kingdom of Conscience thing. Hang on. Yeah. Let's go for... Yeah, you're right. Sorry, before I do that, though, where is the actual check so I know for the future? Here. So, tasks map. Here we go. So, endurance, legendary, the hanged man. So, I can't redo that roll. Do I have any... So, yeah, these are all the different checks that I can do. Physical instrument... What's that? That's punching the Nazi. Okay. Yeah, let's go with endurance then. We might need that also to resist drug fucking, you know, withdrawal. Okay. Right. It's white so you can? It's white so you can attempt it. Oh, really? Just by waiting the next day? Okay. I see. Okay, we might not need to upgrade endurance then. What is shivers? Shivers. What is shivers? Raise the hair on your neck. Tune into the city. So it's when you're more keenly aware of the city itself. It's a supernatural ability. Old wrongs play out in present time. Scenes across the city happening in front of you. So it's It'll make you seem mad to the outside world as you listen to the city. With low shivers, you will seldom hear the city speaking to you, and if you cannot hear it, how can you ever save it? Yeah, a bit of like a like social spidey sense, I guess. Okay. Calcify, how long has it been since armor bullshittery? I don't know. You're gonna have to check the channel, I'm afraid. The last one would have been Vietnam. Is Kim awake? Let's go. Oh, hello, what the fuck? The Union people are back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is there an 8th? No, you're the gardener. Hey, Kim. Okay. Good morning, Kim. Did you sleep well?
Morning.
He gives you a quick nod.
Looks like we can get to work at once. The Union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
He points to the mess hall door. What do you mean rowdy?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the Union. These men here. Men who drink beer for breakfast? There's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
Fuck. Okay. Are these the men Gart told me about yesterday?
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. One loose thread less to worry about. And one big problem to replace it.
Yeah. Okay. There's so many of them. Maybe we should call for reinforcements.
That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay?
Jesus. Okay, let's roll.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Cool. He glances at the booth again.
Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
Yeah, we'll go see the body first, see if we can pull it down and maybe get some more information, because if they say something incriminating, you know, Sorry, for those who did not see the prior stream, so we know that the body outside is surrounded by the boot prints of at least 8 people. The boot prints are wearing steel-tipped, steel-toe-tipped, they're all of the same design, but they have slight differences, so we can have a look and see if any of these are the suspects, if there are 8 of them. That's why I counted them. Okay, hang on. Hello, Lena. You're over here now.
Just a moment.
The old woman turns back to the cafeteria manager.
She's agitated, judging from the way she keeps pulling at the frayed edge of her blanket.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
The cafeteria manager appears genuinely apologetic.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
She turns back to you with a weary smile. Good day, Mom. Everything okay?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
Why do you need to use the phone anyway?
To let the young woman who's house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them.
They're probably held up by the... What is it? There's a lock. There's a water lock over to the west of here, further down the coast. It's damaged, so they're probably on the other side of it.
I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
Okay.
A little missing persons puzzle might just be the thing to take your mind off the hangover.
Okay. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel. She looks down. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'll bite. Has your husband gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully. But you have more important things to worry about.
She glances out the window towards the bay.
More important than a missing expedition? I don't know. Expeditions often lead to something interesting.
What is this expedition your husband was on?
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
The water lock. That was broken.
Yeah.
Could this be it?
The water lock to the other side of the coast is broken. They're probably just stuck over there.
Oh my. What happened to the water lock?
Probably just some technical problem. I think there's a sign that fell down into it or something.
Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
Yes, some left-field scientific research is exactly what you need right now. Funk up that vanilla murder investigation.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
Sure. If I see him, I'll let him know you're here, when or if I get there. I accept the task.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
So your husband is some kind of scientist?
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
She says with a pinch of pride. What is cryptozoology?
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
The lieutenant sounds unimpressed.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
That being said, not wishing to justify pseudoscience, but there have been creatures in real life here on Earth that were considered to be cryptozoologists, just whatevers, like specimens, and they have turned up as being real, in fact. So there is a precedent, occasionally, extremely rarely, The go-to answer is the coelacanth, a type of fish that was considered to be extinct, long extinct, to the point that it was categorized as no, just stupid, it doesn't exist. But then it was discovered. It's real. The coelacanth is real. Okay.
She's used to playing off such insults casually, but they still affect her.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious.
Exactly like the coelacanth.
Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
Yeah, let's not push it, Lena. Let's not push it.
The quality of research at Revacholian universities has been on the decline, but you doubt there was ever a time when cryptozoology was embraced by the academic elite.
Yeah, but let's be polite about it. Okay. Tell me more about this rare insect that your husband is looking for. Oh, hang on, what's this? Low chance, less worried about her husband, has a green ape pen. Maybe you can convince her to tell you about some cool cryptids. Suggestion. Tell me more about this rare insect.
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
He's like, let's go, what are we doing? No, I want to hear about this insect.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but
Phasmid, aren't they stick insects, or am I going crazy?
Ah yes, Phasmatodia, a diverse group of insects whose bodies resemble twigs,
Oh,
leaves, that sort of thing. Ghost insects, colloquially.
We used to have one, as in growing up in real life. Lamb ram. In fact, I'm gonna be honest. I think it might have been lamb rams. My memory's a bit hazy. We owned one. Obviously, they were a really easy pet to keep, so lots of kids had them when growing up.
where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast. Hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us, officers.
She looks you in the eye and nods thoughtfully.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoologists.
Kim, you're gonna have egg on your face when we find the coolest fucking reed stick insect. And that one, we didn't call the case shit on a stick, but we're damn well calling the phasmid as shit on a stick.
It's not made up, officer. I can assure you. It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
What makes you think the phasmid is around here?
Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping.
So a newspaper clipping is all the evidence you have?
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
Enthusiasm has wiped the worry from her face. Her eyes sparkle behind her glasses.
You seem really excited about this cryptid.
I suppose I have something of a personal connection to the Insulindian phasmid. All scientists have their little hobby horses.
Does it have cool powers?
Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years, centuries even.
Her face lights up at the thought of it. Is it dangerous?
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
Oh, is it valuable?
Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie.
Fair. Okay, what's so special about the stick bug then?
Oh dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special.
The woman's face flushes with embarrassment.
Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
Okay, still 28% chance on that roll. Maybe it'll improve if I ask her more about her husband. Tell me more about Morel. Looks, character, your relationship.
Oh dear, I'm not sure where to begin.
What does your husband look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
You can't go around Revachol feeling grown men's hands. If you want to find her husband, you'll need more concrete information.
Oh God, maybe his name? We could just walk up and be like, "Hi, are you Morel?" Oh yes, oh there we go, we found him. There we go. Right. Alright, that's good enough. Let me ask you something else. No, I'm not going to have you describe him as a cryptid.
I'm sorry, sweetie. I'm afraid I'm not very good at this sort of thing.
That's fine. How long have you been married?
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn.
No.
Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
Oh. How did the two of you meet?
Via dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident. And he'd just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
Oh.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
It's not really my business. Really? Okay. I think I have all the information I need. Let's move on.
I hope I've been useful.
Okay. I'll try this role anyway. Suggestion. Maybe you can convince her. Maybe you can convince her to tell you about some cool cryptids.
There's
Oh, it
really no
works.
point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Lena, I'd like to hear about some of the cryptids you've studied. Could you just tell me about a couple of them?
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
Strange, Kim. I don't know. Has Kim done this before, maybe? Is that why he's so jaded on it? Okay, Kim, just one little cryptid. One little cryptid.
He nods and assumes a waiting posture. Ooh, tough choice there.
Okay. Encyclopedia. What's the biggest cryptid? What's the tiniest cryptid? What's the most dangerous cryptid? Is there a cryptid on this pen that you gave me? Are there invisible cryptids? This has been educational. Right, chat, you pick one. Biggest, tiniest, dangerous. Is there a cryptid on this pen? All right. Oh, invisible. Sorry, I missed one. A lot of people saying 3. It's either 3 or 1. Let's go with 3. What is the most dangerous cryptid?
The gnome of Jeroma.
She pauses for effect. The gnome of Jeroma. That sounds terrifying.
Oh, yes.
Gnomes are
None of
terrifying.
its victims survived. Grieving relatives never even found their bodies because the gnome's venom dissolved organic tissue.
What did this cryptid look like?
It was reportedly a small creature with webbed fingers and a protruding forehead and an ungainly little thing. Quite scary to look at. A couple of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. They were scared and wrapped it in tarpaulin to suffocate it. It still took the gnome of Jeroma an entire day to die.
Ugh.
If the body of the creature was found, why aren't there detailed illustrations of it in science textbooks, confirming the existence of this very little species?
That is a good question. That's one of the difficult. Yeah, it's always with crypto, whatever. It's always it's a faded picture in the distance or whatever, claiming that there is an actual. We have a specimen that is a huge. Okay. So what happened to the specimen?
Alas, the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse put it in a jar of formaldehyde, thinking that would detoxify the gnome's venom. Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid, dissolving the creature itself. A poetic end, perhaps, but a real loss for science.
Yeah, a bit inconvenient. Yeah, a bit convenient. Did it have a skeletal structure that would be, you know...
Alas, always alas, and then it was gone. Isn't
Yeah.
that overly convenient?
Seems like it was very convenient that it just disappeared and nothing like it was ever seen again. Yeah.
I understand your skepticism, but that's what happens with things that are rare and stand out. Their disappearance is most memorable, and they are least likely to be found again.
Unfortunately, Lena, it's a case of... fuck. You know, it's a story that's easily shared with a neat little ending, isn't it? That's another thing, is it? You know, it only happened once, and wasn't that ironic that the same venom that dissolves its victims, you know, also fucking... Yeah, it's just a shared story that gets passed from person to person. I promised Kim no more. I did kind of promise Kim no more. One more. What's the biggest cryptid?
Hey, you promised you'd only ask about one cryptid.
But don't you want to hear about others? It would be dishonorable to... Yeah, hang on. No, Kim's... Let's be not rude to Kim. Kim's been a real bro. I don't want to be rude to Kim. I like Kim. I've already been rude to Kim this playthrough. I don't want to be rude to Kim. We'll move on for now. I don't want to renege on a promise to Kim. I like Kim.
I'm glad you see it that way. Did we have anything more to do here?
Okay. Okay, that's all for now, Lena. Thank you. What's this? Oh.
Kingdom of Conscience.
Okay.
The Kingdom of Conscience will be exactly as it is now. Moralists don't really have beliefs. Sometimes they stumble on one, like on a child's toy left on the carpet. The toy must be put away immediately, and the child reprimanded. Centrism isn't change, not even incremental change. It is control over yourself and the world. Exercise it. Look up at the sky, at the dark shapes of the coalition airships hanging there. Ask yourself, is there something sinister in moralism? And then answer, no. God is in his heaven. Everything is normal on earth.
Here's the trouble. I'm not so sure I agree with that description by any measure. But then again, I can always abandon a talent once I've acquired it. So sorry, for those unfamiliar with what happened here, my character, on the discovery that my character has loads and loads of flaws, and as I started to discover that I've been abusive and violent and a violent alcoholic, and I've even shot 3 people, or at least killed 3 people, and even crippled 2. I don't know if they're the same people or others. I got this on sorry, not just that, not merely apologizing a lot, but also not really. I'm not really taking sides in all of the things that are appearing, all the rhetoric that's appearing. So I had the ability to sort of subscribe to a centrist point of view. But again, as I keep sort of iterating in my head, it's the trouble is, if this world is so shitty, centrism is really not going to help. But then again, is that not super appropriate for a police officer? I'm not a revolutionary here. I'm here to uphold the peace, even a shitty peace. I don't know. Moralist dialogue options. Heal, +1 morale. Learning cap for volition raised to 5. Learning cap for logic raised to 5. So the Kingdom of Conscience. So I've upped some of my level caps on some of my talents, and I get new dialogue options, apparently. Oh, fuck. Yeah, exactly. Upholding the status quo, but as I've repeated every stream so far, the status quo is awful. The status quo in Revachol is really awful. Okay. That's the gardener, isn't it? Oh, do you reckon she was watching me for the sake of the Union? Okay, we'll come back and we'll speak to the Union shortly. Right. Have a quick look at them. Is there one that's... Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on, is she? That could explain it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These could be our lynchers, maybe. Because remember, one of them had a much lighter footprint, and I said probably an adolescent boy, and then I made the assumption that, you know, would a woman really be hanging out with like big burly factory worker, unionists? But then again, she was watching me from the outside, so maybe she is. We'll see. We need to speak with them. Maybe she is with them for the union. Maybe hers are the light footprints. And I wonder if one of them... So one of them has a much more worn boot compared to the others. Why would that be? I don't know. Okay, let's go and step out for a second. Let's go see if we can touch the body again. I've got these rubber gloves on. Last time I failed to check. Kuno, are you still out here on day 2? Do you have nothing better to do? Okay, here's the dead body. Right. Lieutenant's handkerchief. So hang on a minute. Clothes. Reaction speed. Physical instrument. Electrochemistry. So what shall I do? Savoir-faire. Composure. Interfacing. Inland Empire. So hunches. Okay. No, the gloves. Yeah, okay. So here we go. Can I do it again?
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now.
So 83% chance. I've got the talent shit compressed, so I've it's given me a huge bonuses to my endurance stuff. And +1, you've waited long enough. Okay, here I go. Don't fail this roll. Don't throw up again.
As you breathe
Yes.
in, the odor comes over you. It's a smell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it. It's a puzzle. What's hanging in front of you is a puzzle of decaying flesh, tattoos, and tendons.
Do they always do that?
They do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
I step closer.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength.
My bad. I thought that was his belt. That's just a cargo belt for cargo. Okay, so the missing belt on the trousers over there, nothing to do with it. Hang on. I inspect his boots.
The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them.
Why?
Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
Yeah, we know that his clothes were removed, apparently maybe to access some armor, which I presume has been taken. Also, thinking about it earlier, I need to keep my eyes open for anyone who looks like they've got lumpy clothing. If someone took his armor, what do you think they did with it? I imagine they're probably wearing it. As in under their clothing, maybe. These aren't just boots, they're armor.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
Oh, the lieutenant uses a mnemotechnique A6. That's not just any notebook. It's a classic.
Okay. Forget about the notebook. Tell me about the armor.
It's clearly some manner of super armor. Or future armor. Super future armor. I'm useless.
What kind of armor is this exactly? Oh my god, armor spelled correctly.
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be. Under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
Yeah, why would that be left on the body if the rest of it was taken? What happened to the rest of it?
The locals probably scavenged it. It would be odd if he had more on after 7 days. We should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know.
He nods towards Kuno. Okay. Maybe he was just wearing the boots and there's no rest of the armor? No, I doubt that. Understood.
The Sabatons dangle off the man's decaying form, ageless and synthetic.
I knock on the boots.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup.
Sounds fragile.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. See?
Oh, is that why the chat was saying stormtrooper armor? That's what it is, isn't it?
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them altogether.
Tangent time. This is the reason why. The lore has probably changed hugely. This is how it was back in the day. This is why stormtrooper armor from Star Wars is so colossally ineffective against blaster weapons. It's not for blaster weapons. Stormtrooper armor is exceptionally good against ballistics. A stormtrooper in Star Wars can run through machine gun fire and it'll pretty much do nothing. The bullets just ping off the armor. It absorbs kinetic whatever. So the rise of the blaster rifle and the blaster pistol in Star Wars, it's in response to the fact that anti-ballistic armor is so easily replicated and so cheap in Star Wars. This is like ancient fucking lore from long ago though. So yeah, like the whole, like, oh my god, like the stormtrooper took one shot in the chest. Exactly, but he probably wasn't killed. He was probably just badly wounded in the same way that you shoot someone with a ceramic armor with a rifle and they're still going to get wounded, but they're still alive. But, yeah, no, the stormtrooper armor in Star Wars is meant to defeat ballistic weapons. Apparently. Again, the lore has probably changed massively. Is there even non-blaster weapons in Star Wars? That's it. Barely anymore. What's the point? What's the point of carrying them? Like they're just they're useless now. Fucking even basic armor made from by some ganger can fucking defeat your weapon. Right.
Like whirls of floorboards, the design looks organic, influenced by highly resistant wood materials, like lignum vitae and ebony perhaps.
Hundreds of them together like whirls of floorboard. What does this remind me of?
If trees were made of porcelain, this is what their cross-sections would look like.
I run a finger over the lines.
The smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever more intricate interconnections, peaking on the right sabaton, where you notice. The whirls are in the shape of a letter and number combination, E50, 100, 1000.
Serial number on the right sabaton.
Good. Can you read it to me?
He tips the drying ball point of his pen on his tongue.
X5415 6745 678222. Let's lie.
Why? Why are we gonna... Why? Why would we lie, Drama? No. What the fuck? Why would I lie to Kim? What's the matter with you? Drama, please. No! Fuck off! Drama will be drama. It's fucking E50, 100, 1000.
We have a make and a number. That's
Drama?
something.
What the fuck?
We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us.
Cool. Good idea. Yeah, so, well, obviously, yeah, the conclusion... Yeah, this is expensive, high-tech stuff, so... Yeah, how could this man afford such expensive hardware?
That's for us to find out. Mr. Gart implied he was security personnel for the harbor company. This confirms my own assumptions.
It's pretty advanced for a security guard.
I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
This material looks out of place here.
It is. It's expensive.
The lieutenant draws a line in the condensation of the ceramic with his index finger.
We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
How much are we talking about?
For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank.
Jesus. Wait, my yearly pay is 5,500 real?
Not too much, yes.
Pathetic. I need to hustle more and hate less. Sounds puny. No wonder I can't pay my hostel bills. No, that is because you fucking trashed the place, you piece of shit. It's enough. Has to have been. I've been on the force for 18 years.
The lieutenant nods, wiping his finger on his sleeve.
Oh god, I'm not sure I want to do this bit. Pull the boots off. No, let's go back. I don't want to touch the boots. No, I don't want his like flesh coming off with it.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
Inspect the tattoos.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart.
Wait, an intricate web of blue lines stretch across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Concentration is highest around his heart. I don't know. A microelectronic system? Does he have subdermal... Are these tattoos, or does he have subdermal implants?
I have only a cursive knowledge of the science of cybernetics. I would not know if it were. But it's not quite complex enough, is it?
It doesn't seem familiar from the insides of any radio computer your mind can imagine. The somewhat organic lines remind you of old filament memory units, but not quite. No, you're nowhere near right.
I'm missing something here.
So am I.
Okay. A sudden ringing fills the air as the lieutenant pulls down the zipper off his orange jacket.
He wears a wide leather belt around his waist and a gun holster under his arm. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
I let the lieutenant work.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
You be quiet, Ginger.
An instant color camera.
He produces 2 metal-capped ampules and clicks them in place on the side of the apparatus. A thin slot shines there.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
He points the camera at the corpse, peering into it. The lens needs adjusting. Then...
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
Cool. Cool.
In case we need it.
The lieutenant says, shaking the paper, letting it dry in the cold wind. On it, a color-perfect copy of the dead man's tattooed chest. Cool machine.
Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
He slides the camera closed and tucks it away in his belt. Kim is cool. Kim is very cool with his tech and his love of tech and his gadgets. And sorry, I like how... I suppose this is just the art style. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. But it's almost like... Okay, so imagine this game. Imagine Disco Elysium under... Let's say... Is it Hideo Kojima? Is that correct? How you pronounce his name? Imagine... Yeah, we're making a character. And we want the players to be interested in them immediately, to the point that they're going to be on the cover. They're going to be a scantily clad chick, aren't they? You know, like they're going to be something Like, ooh, look at that. They've got like their uniform is like peeled down so that their boobs are shown, and then your detective is gonna be like meet them and be like, you know, like like the man's gaze, you know what I mean? It's gonna be very surface level and ugh. But here, how are we introduced to Kim with an ungainly and frankly rather unflattering looking portrait? We see him and he's sort of stern and serious, but over time as the game progresses he's warming, and we're seeing elements of his personality show through. We're seeing his likes and his dislikes. We're seeing when he's silent and when he's loud. It's a wonderfully realized character under like an initial veneer of just an unflattering, I suppose, portrait. Does that make sense? Yes, in a far less subtle developer's hands, it would be that. It would be crude, I think. Kim would be crude.
There is only one ampoule left. Use it wisely.
Okay, what do we need the photo for?
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter. To us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around.
Okay, so they are definitely tattoos, sorry. Alright. Can I have it? I should look at it later without the corpse smell. No, say nothing.
Here, a souvenir.
Oh.
Don't lose it.
He hands you a piece of rolled up photo paper. It's no larger than a pack of cigarettes. Don't lose it.
The glossy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper, teeming with opportunistic organisms.
Ugh. I inspect the cargo belt that he's hanging from.
The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt, big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under 6-rotor airships.
Which also means somebody climbed up that extremely rickety little fucking thing, I presume. Unless they threw it up on a wide hoop. But I'm guessing somebody, because this is present, somebody climbed up, which means there were going to be someone small. Someone light-footed? So a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt. Don't ask me how, but this is a lashing belt used for airlifting cargo.
Airlifting? I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them.
Apparently this is the reinforced kind, used for air transport. My brain tells me so.
The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves.
That, or alternatively it could be that as a piece of evidence to mislead us. We don't know yet. So we're assuming the dock workers from the harbour did this, is the first one. 2, they sure want him to stay up there. That rope is reinforced with steel wiring. 3, how did they even get up there? Yeah, let's ask that. Let's see if my intuition on the ladder was correct.
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
He points to the buckle tying the belt to the branch above. Did they climb up using the kid's ladder? Point at one side of the tree.
That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
Okay, fair. Maybe my assumption was incorrect.
Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory.
Okay. Hi there, Nary Page. The only question is, who won at the beginning of the game, Soviet or the necktie? I won! I wasn't even aware. I won. Sorry. Nary is asking the question, at the start of the game, if you fail the check to retrieve your tie, potentially you can have a mental breakdown and die? So Sam, who I was playing golf with on Wednesday, says that that's how they died. I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't even know that you could die on those checks. So yeah. Oh, fuck. Thank you, Benji, and thank you, Frank F43, and Darigi, and Rapadio. Thank you, all of you. You have a heart attack. Is it a heart attack? I thought, like, your psyche goes down to 0 or something. Oh, look at her. She carries that squishy octopus all over the place. She loves it. That and the crinkly squirrel. I put the donut there, but yeah, she bought the squirrel and the squishy donut. The squishy octopus. She loves them. Ah dear. Right. Okay. So they wanted to make sure he stays up there. That rope is reinforced with steel wiring.
I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I had assumed.
So we're assuming the dock workers from the harbour did this?
The brief suggested as much, politically motivated by the ongoing strike. Did you not get a briefing?
No, they might have forgotten to brief me. My past has undergone total annihilation. Nothing remains. My mother, the love of my life, certainly not a briefing.
Okay, you should ask me for one the first moment we get.
Okay. Back off and look at the corpse. So yeah, obviously, sorry, I didn't really process that earlier. So, according to the dream, I was once married, so... Fuck. Someone said something in the chat a couple of streams ago, and I sort of on considering that too. Yeah, I suppose we're also looking at a career detective who's really just gone through the ringer, haven't we? Whose exposure to the bitter sort of horror of this world, yeah, drove them to alcoholism, and yeah, we're on the tail end of a vicious fucking spiral. Question is, can we climb out of it? Thank you, silly buggers. Okay, back off and don't look at the corpse.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp and torso covered in tattoos.
Look him in the eye.
His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. These eyes used to be blue, baby blue. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess.
Grim. Talked. Oh, interesting. A hunch roll. Talked in your dreams. His eyes were baby blue. I've got a hunch roll for 58%. Try the first one first. His eyes, they used to be blue.
Good. The victim is of Occidental descent. Light brown hair, blue eyes.
When he says Occidental, he means white. Originally from the Occidental subcontinent on Muindi.
So 58%. Here we go. So a hunch roll. Inland Empire. Tell me, who are you, dead man? Damn,
The
fails.
corpse is dead silent. You have no idea why you just said that.
Who is he? He is male, 40 to 50, with an athletic build.
The corpse looks right through you as you distance yourself from its stench. Eyes like a shark.
I squint and take a step back. Yeah, sorry, that was a strange response. Obviously, it was a failed roll, that's why. But nevertheless, that was a very strange... That was a telling response from Kim, wasn't it? You know, he couldn't... It didn't land, that was just an open question, like, oh, who are you? And he just gave me the stats. In the same way that he reacted with derision a second ago, with the concept of a cryptozoologist thing. Yeah, he's a man of you know, he's a man who of like touching a chair and it's solid, and therefore this is he seems to be the sort of man who's like logic and things that are measurable is our Kim. He's not one for the not one for the abstract, is he? Okay. I wonder why. Why is that exactly? Sorry, maybe I'm just reaching and driving in circles, but is that as a result of something? That being said, he did have the spinners in the back of his car, confiscated not for reasons of his job, I believe just because he liked them and he wanted them. So there's a person in there. There is a proper person. Strange. Anyway. Okay, so I squint and I take a step back.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled in the first hours post-mortem. You can use it to see if the corpse has been tampered with. Does his position at the time of death match the discoloration?
Observe.
Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
So sorry, this is a trick, you've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled in the first hours of post-mortem. Okay, so only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck just above the noose. Okay, so that would imply that it hasn't been moved. So his hands, his thigh, yeah. If I take off the shoes, maybe I'd see more. But it's not as if it's he's not got, say, pink all down his belly, implying that the corpse was lying on his belly and there has been strung up here. Okay. So, if that's true, sorry, just going somewhere in my head, he was strung up, he died here, as opposed to being dying somewhere else and came here. 2 days passed, and then the armor was removed. Oh, his clothes were removed based on the smell from the dumpster over there. At least so it wasn't a whiff of decomposition when the clothes were removed. So someone found the corpse and removed the armor, I think. Which means that the killers did not remove the armor? Hang on. So if the killers didn't remove the armor, they wanted people to see this man. Obviously, they lynched him. They wanted people to see him, but they wanted people to see him with the armor. They didn't nick it. So if anything, well, uniforms are symbols, and symbols have power. The lynchers wanted to show everyone someone wearing this full set of armor. Nor would they have been poor or desperate, otherwise they would have taken the armor themselves. Obviously, it's a message, isn't it? This is a message to someone, I surmise, as opposed to punishment for this man. You know, he's not like a traitor. I think. A lynching is always a message. Yeah, fair. But you know what I mean? As in, this isn't like, hey, we've caught you, you've done a bad thing, now we're going to punish you. This is a message to someone else. Because of he was hung wearing the armor. His face and hands are pink. Thighs too.
I see it. His neck too. The lividity goes right up his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration here.
Okay. Relax my eyes.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
His stomach appears pregnant with something, with black liquid streams down his thighs and onto his boot.
So, what do you think?
Black liquid? Is that just decomposition, or did they force him to drink something? Hang on. I think he was upright after death. His hands, feet, and neck are discolored. Something's coming out of him. No, don't say number one. Okay, so number two.
Agreed. Especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports a hanging.
Okay. Yep, seems like a lynching. Could it still be he was moving after death? I don't know.
There's always a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first.
Black. Is it just blood coming out of him, or... I mean, okay, so again, apologies, chat, if I'm just embarrassing myself. I don't know until I would have completed the game. A public show of someone wearing extremely rich armor, and obviously corporate interests are doing the petroleum mining or whatever. As in, did someone pump his stomach with petroleum? With oil, sorry? Something's coming out of him.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
What though?
The fuck he's saying?
Shut up, Kuno.
Talking about shit.
Okay, my mistake. So what? It's just decomposing organic matter? It's got... They didn't, like, say, send a message by pouring oil down his throat or something. We got lucky. Maybe he went to the toilet sometime before death. What's that, number 3? Oh, fuck. So we got lucky, sorry. Blue marks. A pool of blood and feces is eaten into the frozen mud. Okay. We got lucky. I'm not sure how we got lucky, sorry.
Did we? I don't feel lucky.
Yeah. He's beaten up. See the bruises? Is he?
I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Yeah.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
Kim, can I borrow your gun for just a second, please? No one's gonna miss another ginger.
It means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
Okay. So back off and catch my breath. No, fuck it, why not? I think he's dead!
I agree.
His personality is no longer a part of the world.
Totally dead.
Okay. The world no longer stores his personality in its composition. There was a time for that, and it ended 7 days ago. No, better not say that. Too heavy. Yeah, so the conceptualization, like the intrusive thought in my brain. Totally. The Buster's not coming back. Dead. Deady, deady, dead, dead, dead. What is dead? So, hang on. I said, I think he's dead. Kim said, I agree. Kim said, totally dead. Yeah, this is a bonding thing. Number 3. Totally dead.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So back off and catch my breath.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you, decomposing.
How did we get him down?
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
The boots, but that's... Kim, you're taking the boots off. I'm not taking the fucking... Fine, hang on. Okay, step back and have a look. Have another look first.
The cadaver slowly twists. The material appears delicate and fresh. These are clearly not
Okay.
boots.
Indeed.
Armor.
Oh, the lieutenant uses a memo technique. It's clearly
Ceramic plate. Under the heel.
Here we go.
Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
Vitreous enamel. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
the stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking sound comes from above.
Stop!
He looks at you with the boot under your arm.
Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
This is a bad idea, isn't it?
You're going to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
I'm not a homo. Do what?
Pull his head off.
Oh.
There's no point performing an autopsy if you do. We'll have compromised the coroner's case.
Indeed, from this angle, it does look like the neck isn't going to take much more. Being dead for a week has all but liquefied his muscles.
What are you trying to achieve anyway?
Yeah.
Why are you hanging on to that boot?
I don't know. I thought fucking... Yeah, good. Okay. These boots will go super well with my bell-bottom pants. Are we not detectives? There may be more clues inside the boot. He said they're expensive. I thought I'd pawn them. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't even want to take them off. I just thought I should try
Try what exactly?
to see what's inside the boot.
If you can't experiment, how will you learn?
I have no idea. I just try things. There's no underlying reaction. Or I might have wanted to experiment. You know, get an exploratory jive going. I wanted to see what happens. Number one, I wanted to see what happens.
I don't think we should do anything just for the hell of it. Besides,
Yeah. The lieutenant taps on the boot.
there's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots. They are fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet?
Yeah, good shout.
There might still be a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around.
Oh god, no. Sounds like a plan, interfacing. Let's do it. Kim, you go back to sleep. I'll be back in a second. You just hear like a creaking sound, and then like Kuno shrieks. And I come back in, and there's like, I just got this boot in my hand, just trailing disgusting liquid through the whirling. Stealing a dead man's boots. That would be dishonorable. What? No, just refuse for honor, or sounds like a plan. No. Weird refuse for honor. I'm not sure what this is about.
All right then. You can pay the hostel bill in honor points. How many honor points have you collected?
What's going to happen to the boots then?
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights. Should we continue?
Yeah. Okay, I back off.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
Okay, the preliminary examination is done. Let's get him down from there.
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt.
He doesn't actually think the challenge is unique. He thinks it's frustrating, annoying, and harder than he thought.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material.
Maybe we can shoot him down. Oh god. We could saw the branch. Yeah, can we saw the branch?
Climb up there and saw the branch?
Yeah? No?
There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees.
Could someone else? Can't someone else do it?
Someone else? You mean like the police?
I thought like someone smaller.
What was that about processing, then? Weren't they supposed to take care of the boots? Why don't they help?
Yeah, can't the boys from processing take care of this?
No.
Why?
Think of the boys from processing as murderers. Only instead of people, they murder crime scenes. Processing is a wrecking crew. They know how to commission off items and how to work the incinerator in the morgue. I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a growing sanitary concern here. We need to get him down, fast.
Can we get help from the harbour?
I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case. It seems like a dangerous route to go down.
What the fuck do you want to do, Kim?
I would really prefer if there was another way. These people might have an agenda.
Fuck. What else can we do? Commit to it? Yeah, wait, let's reconsider. Reconsider.
But what other options? The corpse twists on the belt, like chicken on a skewer.
Maybe we could shoot him down.
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
How?
With a gun.
Where the buckle ties the rope to the branch. That's a good spot to aim.
But if you miss, that bullet's gonna sail off and land somewhere in fucking northern Revachol, isn't it? We'll probably shoot the fucking smoker over there, the witness. Point to it. There, the buckle holds the belt together. Yeah.
Where? Ah, yes, I see. If the shot hits that, there might be a chance to release the belt.
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain a Kuno with some shit.
They'll miss! The pigs will miss Kuno!
Take the shot. No, don't. Sorry, no disrespect, Kim, but your eyesight is awful. Wait, let me try. Say nothing. Fuck. This seems like a really stupid idea from me as well. Say nothing. Let Kim choose.
Silence. With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant unzips his jacket and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks,
Oh my god! If you do this, Kim, you're gonna be a badass.
securing it in place. That's a Kiel A9090 Armistice, mass-produced muzzleloader, ascetic, frugal, one of the most common firearms in the world.
Jesus, the RCM have muzzle loaders? Muzzle loaders, fucking hell.
He then steps back and assumes the fellow's test position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
Say nothing. Don't distract him.
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the air as the lieutenant steps back and says to himself,
God damn it.
Oh no.
"A lot of things were wrong with that shot. The fellow's test was the wrong choice. His shoulders were raised,
Yeah.
but above all, he cannot trust his eyesight."
Fucking idiot! Mookabat asshole!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
God damn it, get your shit together. It's okay, man. No, it's okay.
Kuno's sorry too. Kuno feels sorry for the Beano Cloud.
Shut the fuck up, Kuno. I will kick the shit out of you.
The lieutenant doesn't say a word, just looks at the gun in his hand.
Try again, maybe?
No, we are lucky as it is. We didn't break anything, and the victim remains uncompromised.
He looks around, the windows overlooking the yard.
Any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate position with the locals. We have eyes on us. I didn't do us any favors with that.
That's alright, Kim. It was worth a shot. What now?
I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance.
You know, you don't feel like too bad of a shot yourself.
What is my hand-to-eye coordination? Interfacing 4? Motorix base 4? Can I have the gun? I should try.
It's bad as it is. Us shooting firearms like punks.
He pauses, then shrugs and proceeds to load the pistolet.
Go ahead. I'm not stopping you. Just don't lose it.
Or sell it. The piece shines in his outstretched hand.
They only have one gun!
This is the sorriest pair of pigs Kuno's ever seen.
I take the gun.
Yeah, take it, you fucking banani boyka! Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth!
Feel the weight first.
The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your fingers fit right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger. You've held this, an A9 Armistice, before. At some point, it probably used to be your choice of firearm. It still feels comfortable, like you never laid it down.
The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth!
Point the gun at the belt.
The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss.
So, hand-to-eye coordination, 42% chance to succeed. This is a red check, it cannot be retried. Oh my god, point the gun at Kuno. Oh fuck. No, Kuno-essa. Oh fuck. Oh, that's so tempting. So fucking tempting. Close your left eye first. Okay. Challenging 12. Close my left eye first.
Your field of view narrows. The branch slowly moves, becoming entirely two-dimensional. The metal buckle glimmers, catching the morning light as the corpse slowly rotates. The slow movement of the branch in the wind and your shoulders directing the gun sync up, dancing hypnotically.
Look, he's crying. You gonna cry now, fucking
58%.
faggoty?
Okay, here we go. I take aim. And... Oh. The miss. Oh, fuck, I shot the body. Oh, fuck, I shot the body.
A plume of smoke erupts from the barrel.
Damn
Your
it.
hand goes numb from the explosion. With your ears
11
still ringing,
out of
you lower
12.
the weapon to see what happened.
God damn it.
You missed the belt, but hit the corpse straight in the chest. Bits of ribcage protrude from the skin. No
Damn
blood,
it.
only a murky sludge dripping down his belly. The sudden stink makes your eyes water.
Oh my god, he's gonna fucking cry. I knew it. What a mulko.
Ask for another shot. You'll get it with the next one. The goddamn light reflected off some window. Surely.
Start crying, you're sensitive. Can you reload it, please? I need another shot.
The cadaver is already compromised bad enough. You don't
Yeah.
have to make it worse.
It came out wrong. You made it sound like you're some sort of roulette addict looking for a fix. Ask again. More controlled this time.
I don't know. Please?
There is silence.
Vittupa wants to fuck up again bad.
What kind of words are those? Start crying, you're sensitive. You won't reload, so I start crying. Okay. Do we blame the gun? I mean, sorry, forgive me. I don't think Kim is the sort of officer to have a poorly kept weapon. Yeah, what are those words that they're speaking?
The song of my people, asshole.
Who are your people?
Don't provoke her.
Okay, the lieutenant takes his sidearm from me.
Shot him in the chest. What a fucking idiot.
It's not the gun's fault you can't shoot. It's your pig hands.
Pigs don't have hands. They have, like, fucking hooves or something.
Kuno has hands. Kuno can shoot that shit down for you.
We should entrust Kuno with your service weapon. He can shoot it down. Oh, fuck. No, we're not giving the kid a gun. That's not happening, chat. Absolutely not. No. Thank you, Toverline Lane. Thank you very much, Toverline Lane. Oh, fuck. Lieutenant, we should entrust Kuno with your service weapon. He says he can shoot it down.
The lieutenant does not dignify that with an answer. He snaps the button on his holster and says,
We still need to get him down somehow.
He just ignored me. His tone is growing tired now. The stench makes him turn away from the corpse. But how?
The bad way. The way I didn't want us to. By asking the harbor for help. They have the tools and the men. If they put him up there, they can take him down too.
Okay. How do we get inside the harbor?
From the gates. By negotiating or fighting. Or we can try the secret route we found, where your cloak is. It looked doable.
to the gates. Let's negotiate.
Negotiate with a Nazi? But won't it be dangerous?
To ask the suspects for help with the victim's body? To be indebted to Evrard Clare? Very much, yes. Which is why I would have preferred us to handle this ourselves.
We can't find a ladder?
Clearly we can't.
Suck my dick, bitches!
Oh, fucking hell, they're so annoying. Okay, let's get to it then. Well, shit fuck. Okay. I suppose I don't really want to know. I'm just curious, like, I wonder what happens. Can you literally, I presume she just runs away. These two little shits run away. You wouldn't be able to discharge your weapon at the fucking kids. Yes, you can. Oh, fuck. Right. Okay. So where's the rest? So quite a few new tasks then. So cool. They're separated by days. Find the money. 20 real to pay for my room. Okay. Be locked after 9. Alright. So find Morel, the cryptozoologist. Where is the armor? Okay. Run the number on the victim's armor. So yeah, let's go back to the car. Victim's tattoos. Right, ask around about the tattoos. Right. Oh yeah, what about the briefing for the case? Get the body down. Right. Maybe before they run off, because obviously they could just be there for breakfast, maybe we should go and talk to the union guys in the Whirling? Okay. Well, just before we do, let's go... Hang on, let's just go radio in the... radio in the numbers on the armor.
Droplets of rain fall on the white on blue police livery of the motor carriage.
Interfacing. Okay. Wait, why am I even thinking about this? Wasn't I supposed to...
Do something important? Something murder-related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery. This is a Caprice Kanema, the Caprice Motor Corps follow-up to their highly successful workhorse, Caprice 40, and the answer to the Lum's racing breed, Ferv series. With its air-cooled, rear-mounted 12-cylinder compression ignition engine, driving the rear wheels through a 4-speed manual gearbox, the Kanema is able to reach 100 kilometers per hour in 13.5 seconds, and go on to a top speed of 180 kilometers an hour.
Won't it roll over at the first sharp corner?
The high center of balance is offset by a large battery bank mounted at the bottom of the cabin, feeding all the auxiliary systems and making the Kanema effectively a mobile power plant.
Okay. The tech talk is really rubbing me the right way here.
Due to a quite steep price tag, it is very unusual to see one in police livery.
Maybe an acquisition, maybe? Hang on. I don't like your machine, Lieutenant. It looks impractical. No, the machine really puts the loco back in locomotion. I point to the vehicle. Very cool.
You want to take a closer look?
Yeah. The lieutenant smiles, ever so slightly. Oh, he's a motorhead, do you reckon? Hang on. Fine machine. I run my hand over the smooth metal surface.
Yes. An extraordinary machine.
There's a gentleness in the lieutenant's voice as his eyes run over the vehicle's contours.
It's nice and all, but why so modest? Put some zing into it. Flare it up. Slam it down. Helium headlights would improve the range and quality of the visual field a lot.
So I could tell Kim, you need to slam it, Kim, make it more imposing. Or ever thought about switching to helium headlights? So electrochemistry wants me to... he's trying to get him to indulge. Make it all... No, I don't... No, well, he did take the spinners, but... I don't know. This is definitely Kim's private hobby, isn't it? Ask him about the headlights.
Actually, I have a pair at home. Just haven't gotten around to fitting them yet. I need to lay some wiring for the ballast first.
If we get this case solved, maybe we can do it together.
Maybe. Yes, definitely maybe.
So that is actually a no. He replies with an apologetic smile and nods. No, this is his baby, isn't it? This is his thing.
And means no.
Okay. What's it packing there? Give him an opportunity to describe the engine.
130.
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there. Man, that's got to be a major advancement over the KR-18GU engine on the old Caprice 40.
I could say it must be an advancement over the KR-18GU engine on the older 40 models, right? Or I could go, Mama serving some serious macaroni. No, tell you what, do number 3 and then give him an opportunity to be technical about it.
You lost me there.
He looks at you, perplexed. 130 kilowatts is a lot of power, Kim.
The Kinema is fast. Feels right at home on the raised motor track. Hard to find something that could overtake it.
Armel Ryu, supersonic. A racing motorbike for the road could probably do it.
It's a nice car. Okay.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Harvey says you're getting mixed feelings. Is it a hybrid? I think so. It said what is it? V12 engine, so petroleum engine, and then a large battery pack was offsetting it. So it probably is a hybrid car. I mean, bear in mind that there are hybrid airships, but specifically that's a hybrid between propeller technology and jet engines. So, yeah, looks cool though. So, sorry, for those who are just joining late and aren't familiar with this game, the technology seems to be, well, I wouldn't necessarily... It's strange. This whole world is very, very strange, based on the conversation that we just had with Joyce in the last stream. It seems that people are... Well, yeah, the airships are darting back and forth between the isolas, so the bodies of landmass separated by something very mysterious indeed. But, yeah, so very sort of... I don't know, esoteric, all this weird technology. I mean, hell, there was even a small, like a decaying reactor thing over there that the poor people were trying to use for power. They had their own little, like, poor people's nuclear reactor that dumped radioactive waste into the river. Yeah, very cool technology. Hang on. So tap on the fuel preheater gauge. Sorry, probably. Right. Pick up the radio again.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Hello, Alice. Hello again. Right, 1 second. So, yes, could you run the serial number of the pair of armoured boots for me, please?
Sure, officer. What's the number? And the make of the armour, if you know it.
It's E50 100 1000. The make and model of the armour is the Fairweather T500 VE. Viscous ceramic, I think he said.
Got it. I'll contact the ICP database immediately. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully they'll have dug up something useful by then.
Thank you very much, Alice.
The International Collaboration Police, ICP, is an inter-Israeli law enforcement service, the crown jewel in the moral intern diadem, alongside EPIS and the coalition government.
Okay. So you've got yourself a little Interpol, essentially. The ICP is Interpol. All right. Cool. Thank you, Alice. Over and out.
57's over and out.
Her voice disappears into the void.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Okay. Yeah, what's that radio? Hang on.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Sorry, Alice, I wasn't trying to raise you again. What's this button on the radio that says saved?
As always, it's DJ Mesh and Felicio, and you're listening to Street Freaks FM, bringing you the hottest, the nastiest, the most vulgar.
A flock of seagulls takes off nearby, startled by the roaring radio. Right away, the lieutenant reaches into the cabin and turns off the radio. He's not looking at you as he says,
Someone must have been messing with the radio, or maybe picked up a random frequency. You wanted a prime line, right?
Yes. Yes, okay, gotcha. Sorry about that. I wanted to contact dispatch.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
I'm done with the radio for now. Thank you, Alice.
57's over and out.
Oh, Kim's amazing. I love this character.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook.
God damn, Kim's so cool. How can I compete with this? I've got a cool position on the box art, and I can't compete with how cool Kim is. With his notebook and his cigarettes and his fucking souped up fucking speed machine, listening to vulgar radio stuff. He's so cool. Yes, nerdiness about car stuff. Yeah, he's got a cool jacket. Do I have a cool jacket? No. My coat is fluttering over there on Kuno's little wank shack. I know, I feel really guilty. I sold his spinners. Good, they're still there. Okay, the trouble is I've kind of run out of time this morning. Maybe brief conversation with one of them.
Let me handle this.
The woman says to the crowd in the mess hall before turning to me.
You seem a little different today. Less hospitable.
You are far from home, Lieutenant. This isn't a district known for its love of self-proclaimed militiamen.
Yeah, she's not the gardener. She's definitely with the Union. She's one of our suspects, isn't she? Okay. Let's talk seriously.
Not a muscle moves in her face, but her eyes trace yours, stern and perceptive.
You are looking for Titus Hardy, who you think has information on a murder the RCM is investigating. You want to interview him.
She points to the man standing in the middle of the room.
That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
Yeah, things could get violent really quickly if we're not careful. So what's your role in this,
Obviously, I'm a lawyer. A legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union. I would urge you to consider what you say to my clients.
You're a lawyer? You're a lawyer. Yeah, I don't believe you, lady. Right. What if I want to talk to you, not to Titus? Yeah.
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
No, you're just a union fucking wrench. Yeah, exactly. Why are you getting so aggressive?
Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
Dock workers who, by the sounds of it, may have fucking murdered a woman? Like, the second, whatever her name was? The one that went missing and never turned up again?
Just dock workers? Do dock workers spy on the police? We let you off easy, miss. Don't think it will happen again.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Can't necessarily argue.
Fuck yeah.
The tall, broad-shouldered man takes a sip of his beer. It's fucking 30 minutes past 9 in the morning and you're drinking a beer?
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
Okay. I see. So I can make an opinion on the RCM. Well, here's the trouble, because I do have opinions on the RCM and the what is it? The fucking ICE? Is it the fucking whatever they're called? The organization that controls us. But is it wise to express that in front of the suspect? So the world needs a financial buffer zone. No need to get emotional. The privatization is not unlawful. It's cool and funny. Maybe you're just not historic individuals. I don't know where you heard that, but it's wrong. The RCM is principled and strong, unlike you socialists. I like that. Good start. Let's take it a step further. Armed uprising. What are the union's plans? Oh, fuck. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just ask those questions.
Let's.
Okay. We should talk to Titus then. Okay. So, if you'll forgive me, folks, looking at the time, I have run out of it this morning, but this seems like a great place to pick up. Yeah, so straight into a conversation with, I presume this is Titus, one of the Union crew. Yeah, we can pick this up again this evening and jump straight into this. I presume this is going to be a very interesting conversation because we've had prior conversations with the ultra, if you will, so the ultra-capitalist, ultra-libertarian. I'm guessing we're about to get the other perspective. I'm guessing we're about to have a strong conversation about the Union, essentially. We're about to get the far left perspective, aren't we? Probably. Yes, don't forget to save, absolutely. So anyway, if you'll forgive me, yes, sorry for keeping it time-boxed this morning. It's just I do have lots to do with this bullshittery. So I'm going to go and edit swap 4/ready or not bullshittery. Thank you for being here. Thank you sincerely, all of you. Thank you, Noyagi, and Numsy, and Toverlane, and Wiggo. Right, hang on. She is going to faceplant the carpet until later, when she's going to wake up and look for food. Yeah, so all's good here. I've just got to go get on with the editing. Oh, yes, sorry, 1 minute. Hang on. Save it. Hang on. There we go. Okay. Save it, go here. Before I go and get on with the editing, let me link you that document that I keep linking. It lists all the things that I'm basically working on. So I used to keep these notes private to myself when I was editing a bullshittery on its final stages, but I figured that making a big Google sheet for to be shared is a much more transparent way of doing it. So on the thing I've just linked, I have 88 issues that I need to get through. Once I get through these 88, the bullshittery, hopefully, touching wood, should be done. So that's my goal. You'll see me today working through these issues, as many as I can. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Anyway, thank you. Have a lovely morning. Let me leave you in the company of Jinx, who's doing a bit of Baldur's Gate. Hang on a second. There we go. Right. So, all the best, and hope to see you later this evening at 8 o'clock for more Disco Elysium.